Hello Dizzies of the Warp the Webway and YouTube. Welcome to another video about Shadespire. This time we're covering the dwarves of Shadespire that actually have armor. The Thundrik. And these are the models that we just got previewed. These are the only pictures available at the moment. So we get 5 in this warband, and it seems like they have all the guns. So if you've been waiting for a truly ranged warband, this may be your opportunity at glory. So first off, we have Bjorgen Thundrik. He is a very critical model to this faction because without him, you cannot inspire your other fighters. He has promotion, which essentially reads that as soon as you score an objective, you can inspire another fighter within your faction, to include himself or anybody else. He has a range 3, 2 hammers, 1 damage, and then a range 1, 2 hammers, 1 damage. When he inspires, he is at a speed 3, defense 2, shields, and 5 health. Uninspired, it's 2 speed, 1 shield, and 4 health. You're going to want to keep this guy back just so that you can continue to inspire your fighters on the objectives that you are scoring. We will cover more of those later. But keeping him alive is going to be critical to playing this faction. Next up we have Drunken Skewer. He flies. He's speed 4, so he's the big balloon dwarf. He has 2 attacks. One's range 2, 2 hammers, 2 damage. One's range 3, 2 swords, 1 damage. And then when he inspires, those don't change. The spike goes to 3 damage. He treats lethal hexes as normal hexes. He can move through occupied hexes but can't end his movement in them. So the normal movement shenanigans you would expect from somebody who can fly or float, however they do it. He's going to be a good piece. He's got a decent amount of range and a decent amount of damage. You're probably going to want him to be your mid-range support here. And I don't know what cards to play with him at this point, but he's definitely going to be a good piece to have out on the field. So the next gentleman is Olson. He seems to be your jack of all trades. He has a long range of 3 with 2 swords doing 1 damage with his pistol, short range 1 with 2 hammers and 1 damage with his cutter. When he inspires, that goes to 2 damage for the cutter and then 3 swords for the pistol, so he gets better at shooting. He goes up to 3 damage as opposed to 2 damage, and his dodge goes from a dodge to a shield, and of course the normal improvement in movement speed for dwarves. He's kind of going to want to be not really your front line because he's still one-shottable, but if you can get some movement cards in to make him be a surprise piece or get him in that critical spot, I think he will be good. I don't think he's going to be the make it or break it for your entire faction. I still think that's going to be the leader because you can't inspire your dudes without the leader. But I think he's going to be a good piece. So Enric Ironhail, the guy with the Gatling gun that everybody's going to love because he has a Gatling gun. I think he's a really good piece. There are a couple upgrades you could put on him. The first one that we'll cover later is rapid reload. It allows him to shoot twice in a turn. And then there are other upgrades throughout just generic Shadespire, and we don't know what else is going to be in this particular kit. But I think he's going to be a great piece to start trying to clean up those 1 or 2 guys that are left that are just, you get them to 1 damage and you can't finish them off, or they have a saving throw like the orcs do. I can't think of the name of the card off the top of my head. I'll think of it later. But essentially anything that keeps them alive for 1 extra round just by rolling a dice. This is the guy you look to try to get them off the table again. Being able to shoot him twice in turn is going to be huge. And last but not least is Deadeyed Lund. Range 3, 2 hammers, 1 damage. He has cleave, which is really cool on a gun. And he's another one of those pieces in the backfield that sort of helps you continue to get the plinking damage to soften things up before your main line gets to them. Inspired, he does 2 damage as opposed to 1 damage and still has cleave. He gains an extra damage and extra speed as all dwarves do. I'm going to go over the cards here in a minute, but I think there's going to be some interesting card combinations. So with these cards that have been previewed, the time charge doing an extra point of damage to to enemy fighters, each suffer 1 damage. That's pretty cool. If they're adjacent and you move through them, that puts another point of damage on there. The toxic gases forces your opponent to make a choice, and not everybody likes to make choices on being pushed away 2 hexes or suffering 1 damage. And then protect the boss, which obviously he's key. Choose a friendly fighter and push them up to 2 hexes so that they are adjacent to your leader. This is a great ploy to play just to get somebody closer to your commander to keep him alive, or at least attempt to help in keeping him alive. The rest of the combinations are just about endless. Once I get my hands on the entirety of the box, I'll be able to give you a better breakdown on the cards. So here's some cool objectives that we can get. Score immediately for friendly fighter. Scores a critical hit with an attack action with range 3 or more. That's a good one. And you get to then upgrade your dude. Another score immediately if the 3rd different friendly fighter makes an attack action with a range of 3 or more targeting the same fighter in that phase. You can do that anyway, and you'll instantly get a glory and inspire. Any instant glory is going to be critical in these decks just to get your dudes inspired. Now after they're inspired, you may want some other ones that are 2 or 3 that are not instant. But instant glory is going to be big to get this group rolling. I think they're going to play a lot on upgrades and getting inspired, as the current dwarves do the chosen axes. So those are my thoughts on this particular faction. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you like Shadespire videos? I hope to keep putting them out, and once I get my hands on the boxes, I'll try to do better reviews for them. By the way, this box releases this Friday. Please go shop at your friendly local game store and support the local club. Have a good one.